Hello everyone, Sienna here. Today I'm going to be talking about my first year of naturopathic medical school. I just finished first year about a month ago and I'm currently in the summer quarter of my second year. So it's all pretty fresh in my brain and I'm excited to share more about it today. So if you're interested, stay tuned. The purpose of first year is to sort of lay down a foundation for the theory and practice of naturopathic medicine and also a basic science foundation. We learn what the body and all the organ systems look like in the healthy state and how they are supposed to function properly. And then in later years, we start building upon that, learning about abnormalities, pathology, physical exam diagnosis, and then we start learning all the treatment modalities that we would use to treat those abnormalities and diseases. And I talked about all those modalities that we learn in my What is Naturopathic Medicine video, so if you're interested, I'll link that down below. I'm going to be talking about my experience at my school, so I can't speak for the curriculum at every naturopathic medical school, but I'm assuming the coursework is very similar across the board because there's certain requirements that we have to meet to graduate. My school is set up on a quarter system, so for first and second year there's an optional summer quarter and then a required fall, winter, and spring quarter. So I started in the fall and went through the spring, and now I'm taking summer quarter of second year. And then third and fourth year have a required summer quarter as well. So you're basically going to school all year round and you just have a couple of weeks in between. First year is very intensive in the basic sciences. That's what took up the biggest chunk of my study time. My school is set up on a systems-based approach to learning the basic sciences. So we look at each body system individually and then take anatomy, biochemistry, physiology, histology, and embryology on that system. So for example, first quarter we started out looking at the musculoskeletal system and we would take all 5 of those different courses at the same time looking at that specific system. I personally love the systems-based approach to learning the basic sciences rather than just taking biochemistry of the body. It was really helpful for me to focus in on each individual system and learn what was taking place where in the body and why and how it connected to other parts of the body. And my professors were really good at making connections among all the systems because we are one whole body and everything works together. We also had gross anatomy lab all year where we did cadaver dissections on body donors, so we would learn about the systems in anatomy that week and then we would apply it in the lab and see it on an actual human being. This was one of the most amazing things I've ever done in my life. I am so grateful and still a little mind blown about what I was able to do and learn from these people who so graciously donated their bodies. It is not taken for granted. We really do everything that we can to respect and care for the bodies and just really appreciate them for everything we're able to learn from them. So such a cool thing. I will never forget the experience and I'm just so grateful that I was able to do it, and it's just so different. You can read about things in a textbook or watch a PowerPoint or a video, but actually being able to see it, how it is in the body, is just, you know, something that can't be matched. Next we had a class called Integrated Case Studies, so each week we would have a new patient case and we would have to read it before class, find a research article, answer some questions, and then in class we would discuss the case and practice charting that case. What was really cool is that each case related to what we were learning in the basic science classes that week. So it was such a cool way to apply what we were learning in class to an actual patient case. We also have a class called Therapeutic Alliance where we learn about building the doctor-patient relationship, how to communicate with a patient, how to listen to a patient, and we start learning about different components of counseling. Then we had some more hands-on classes. We had Clinical Skills Lab where we learned all the different physical exams that we will need to perform in the clinical setting, and we also learned how to use all of our different medical equipment. We did start learning a little bit about treatment modalities first year. We took Physical Medicine 1 and 2. So Physical Medicine 1, we learned all about hydrotherapy, which are different water-based treatments. In Physical Medicine 2, we learned about different physiotherapy treatments. So we were trained in machines like ultrasound, diathermy, laser, TENS units, interferential, and we learned how we can use those for different therapeutic purposes. And then we had a few different sort of theory and philosophy classes that we took throughout the year. One of them was Naturopathic Practice and Theory, where we just learned about the history and theory and practice of naturopathic medicine, and it was a really cool way to just take us back to why we chose naturopathic medical school, because it was really easy to get lost in all the science classes because everything is just so intense. So it was really nice to just take a step back and remember why we were there and why our medicine is so beautiful and so important. We also start our clinic observation first year. My school is a teaching clinic where supervising physicians oversee student clinicians that are seeing patients, and that's where we get our clinical experience before we graduate. And really you start seeing patients third and fourth year, but second and first year you have observation shifts where you're there to observe what's going on, kind of just get a feel for how exams are happening, how diagnoses are happening, and sometimes the physicians will let you practice things that you've already learned. So this year I was able to take a few vital signs, and some people are able to do a hydrotherapy treatment on a patient, and anything that we've been already trained in school. Sometimes the physicians will let us practice on our observation shifts. You're basically just a fly on the wall to observe what's going on, get a feel for what the clinical experience is like so you're not completely lost when you go in and start seeing patients third and fourth year. Well, that is it for my video all about first year. I hope you enjoyed. I just wanted to give a nice overview of first year, the classes I took, how it was structured. I will be doing my advice on first year in a future video because there's a lot of things that I learned and things I wish I had known going in. But that's it for today. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!